Hello, this is Reindeer's Bees, and today I'm going to show you what a hive looks like after they rejected a queen that had lost a leg. I just threw these supers on this hive because I didn't want them to get rained on, and I didn't want to take them back to my house, so they're getting there. They haven't started drawing quite yet, but I think they're pretty close. This hive also was requeened last week, but this one is unusual because their queen is one-legged. So I don't know, I saw a video from Cayman about him having a one-legged queen a few years ago, and she was doing fine. So the bees may requeen her, but they may not, so I'm just gonna let it play out. So if the bees want to requeen her, that's fine. If they don't, I'm also fine with that. When I say one-legged, that's not what I mean. I think they're supposed to have 6 legs, is what Corey said. And this one only has 5 legs. All right, so that is not a good sign. There's a queen cell, capped queen cell, and another one. So one of two things is probably true. Either one, they killed her. Yeah, there are a ton more queen cells. Huh. That sucks. So they probably killed her, or they're just trying to supersede her and she's still alive. But I would lean towards they just killed her. So that's nice. But when you see queen cells, that only means one thing. Split them up and make a bunch of splits, because if I was to leave this hive with just one queen, with just queen cells, then there's a 50-50 shot that the queen would come back. So what I highly suggest, this is something that I learned from Cayman Reynolds, is to, when you see a hive queen cells, you always want to split up the queen cells. And if you split up the queen cells into 2 different hives, well, you've doubled your chances at getting back a queen. So the question for me is, do I split this hive into 100 pieces, like I could if I wanted to, or do I just use one of the 10 queens that I have that I'm about to sell, and use one of them to requeen this hive? They already killed one queen. Granted, she was, missing a leg, so maybe the bees could tell something was wrong with her. So I really don't know what the right move is in this hive. I think I want to requeen them, but at the same time, it's going to be really hard to get a queen accepted. So I think I'll probably just come back tomorrow and split this hive into like 4 or 5 nukes and just kind of see how it goes. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. But maybe I'll change my mind. I don't know. It's kind of a tough one. I don't actually think this was one of Corey's virgins, because it was missing a leg, and it's a really complicated and long story, and not one that I even fully understand. But I came to requeen these requeen 3 hives. I brought 3 nukes with 3 queens in them, and then there were already 4 hives here. 3 were queen right, and 1 wasn't, even though I didn't know it till after I looked at the other 3. And I requeened the other 3, and I happened to have an extra queen and a nuke. So somehow I mixed stuff up so that I had 4 queens when there should have only been 3, because I only brought 3 nukes out. So I think that one of the other hives that I looked at today had 2 queens, and I didn't realize it. And so I think that's where I got the one-legged queen from that I tried to introduce to this hive, but no luck. Because I'm certain, I remember pinching this queen, the queen in the other 2 hives, and then this queen was already dead. So, and I only brought 3 nukes, so that's 3 queens, 4 hives, so there should have been 1 queen short, but I had a 4th queen, which doesn't make any sense. But whatever. Beekeeping's like that. I wasn't entirely shocked that they killed this one-legged queen. I was hoping they accepted her and that she was able to do well. She'd been laying, so I had hope that she could be a good queen. But they killed her, and it actually worked out really well because I ended up making 1 nuke from that hive, and both queens came back, and as of a few days ago, the original hive had 6 frames of brood. It was crazy. The queen was absolutely killing it. Then the split that I made off of it, this tiny hive with barely any bees in it, made 4.5 frames of brood. It's crazy. I boosted them up with some more bees and brood from a nuke that I had that was queenless, but it really worked out great. And so if you're given lemons, you might as well make lemonade. So I had queen cells, so I made splits, and it really worked out well. And those are 2 great queens I'm very excited about. Hope you enjoyed. See you in the next one.